In this example, we're going to be working within a standalone workstation environment. And we have FXCAD already installed with LandFX, but we need to apply the permissions. Now, in order to locate our folder for LandFX, we need to go ahead and open our Explorer folder. But essentially, we just want to go to the C drive. Now here we're going to find our LandFX directory, which we're going to want to right-click on, go to Properties, select Security, and then Edit. Now you're going to get a second pop-up window, which is going to be showing you a very similar list. However, you're going to have more options under Allow and Deny. And specifically for an office that is smaller, does not have an IT or a server, but you do have multiple users sharing the same workstation, that we include a built-in group within Windows called Everyone. So we're going to go ahead and select Add, and then when this window comes up, we're going to want to use the group Everyone, and then click OK. You'll see that group in the list of groups or usernames, along with what we saw earlier to allow or deny certain permissions. In this case, we want to make sure that we have, under Everyone, full control. So all users will have full read and write access to the LandFX directory. Then we want to hit Apply and OK. Now the LandFX folder is going to be the primary folder that you'll want to manage. However, you still have another folder that needs to be addressed, and that's going to be under Program Files under the C drive, and that will have another LandFX folder here. Now most importantly is the LandFX folder under Program Files will only need to have permissions applied if you're using the Classic Mode toolbars. So if you are using the Classic Mode toolbars, you will need to set this separate location with the proper permissions. Now let's quickly go over a lot of the same principles, but this time in a scenario where we have a multi-user installation. Now one of the things that is very important about setting up a network share or installing the database on your server for LandFX is to make sure that when you're sharing it out, it is mapped for all workstations to a letter drive. And again, if we don't see our name group on the list, we simply want to add that by clicking Edit, Add. So in this case, we're going to be using a different group that I have named the LandFX Power Users. And you'll see that the LandFX Power Users has been added to that shared location for the LandFX on the L drive. And again, we just need to make sure that full control is enabled, and then hit Apply and OK. So we're going to be doing the same thing with the Details folder, but we're going to be using two different examples. And the examples here are going to be for a new employee or an intern that you only want to view the Details directory but not make any significant changes to the details themselves. And then the other is going to be for a group of landscape designers. If you are a large company with hundreds or even thousands of employees across different states, you're going to want to set up a specific group for people to access the Details folder. Like before, we want to go into Details and click on Properties, and then click on Security. And then Edit, which will bring up that second pop-up window again, and then we want to select Add. In this case, what we're going to be using for the new employees, or even just the interns, is the group called LandFX Interns, and then clicking OK. We want to make sure that we only allow read access for that directory for new employees or interns, and then we want to hit Apply and OK. Now again, they will be able to view the details, but they will not be able to make any changes to them. Now the next group is going to be for the landscape designers, and in order to allow that directory for details to be managed by them, we need to go ahead and add that group called landscape designers. In this case, what we want to do is make sure that they have full control to modify, read, execute, and read and write, specifically read and write to that directory, and then we can hit Apply and OK. Now the last thing that I want to go over real quick is how to locate our knowledge base articles for applying permissions, which is simply typing apply permissions and then searching for that. What it's going to do is actually bring up the grant read and write permissions for a single user, the menu folder, and then down below you'll see share the LandFX folder on your network, give users read and write permissions. You will also have something that will come up for mapping a letter drive for LandFX, which is going to be very helpful for a lot of those places out there that do not have on-hand IT and simply want a step-by-step guide on how to get everything done. Aside from that,